Welcome to episode 74 of the Loane Hockey Podcast, where today we're going to be talking about Chicago Blackhawks winger Taylor Hall and how he's been able to stay 100% healthy at camp thus far and his potential impact heading into the 24-25 season. Now, Taylor Hall obviously got injured early into last season, and it was a devastating blow for what could have been a dynamic duo between him and Connor Bedard. And for admitting that duo has there's still a lot of potential in creating that duo and being able to have it blossom as long as Hall is able to stay healthy. And they showed some really good flashes last year when they played together in that top six and in that top line role. And obviously Hall has had some experience prior with Blackhawks, not Blackhawks rookies in general, in Jack Hughes in New Jersey in his first season there, and then Connor McDavid in his first season in Edmonton. And having that benefit with Bedard really allowed Hall to help his own game in a sense. And obviously, he wasn't necessarily a huge point producer in those first handful of games with the Hawks last year, but he still produced a handful of points and he's still able to showcase his even strength in power play production. And inside the offensive zone at even strength, he showed some ability and he showed some more on the playmaking side in terms of his raw ability and how he's able to generate stuff there. And with Hall being able to be a dual threat player at his best, it's interesting to see if he can still maintain that over the next handful of years in the NHL. And if he does stay healthy this coming season, what could he be? What could his impact be? Could he be a 50, 60 point winger? Can he be a top six guy? Could he be a top nine guy? What could he be? And that's the biggest question when it comes to his game is you want to get the offense out of him. You're not really going to care as much about the defensive side of the puck when it comes to Taylor Hall's game. You would like a little two-way play when it comes to him, but at the same time, when it comes to his own game, he has to produce offensively to maintain his best and be able to maintain a consistent role. Taylor Hall obviously is well renowned as a player who can score in a dual threat way, mostly on the playmaking side of the puck more than anything else because of his ability to make high danger plays, his ability to make plays with interior space, how creative he can be as a passer, and how creative he can be in general when he has the puck on his stick. So with Taylor Hall, you have to have many different layers and in terms of support around him. So in order for him to thrive, he has to have support around him and he has to maintain that degree of consistency in who his line mates are, especially in his veteran years now and in years and seasons where you're not necessarily guaranteeing a full season out of him. You have to maintain his ice time and he has to be maintained through quality teammates as well. Because Taylor Hall is not necessarily meant to be a bottom six winger, and the caliber of the player, especially for where he's drafted and his reputation in the league, he's not meant to be a bottom sixer at all. And he's meant to thrive inside the top six. He's meant to be a not only a playmaking winger, but a guy who can be relied upon for goal scoring elements as well inside the top six and the production he can generate. And Taylor Hall is a guy who he's a very big threat when it comes to his offense in many different circumstances. He can shoot from any angle, he can make plays from any angle, and he's a player who's very creative with the puck on his stick. Obviously, we know that. And in terms of how he's able to generate, it's really important for him to be able to contribute in many different ways without the puck sometimes as well, especially in these years and these seasons where for him, his impact isn't necessarily guaranteed offensively. So if he's guaranteed some impact on the defensive side of the puck, then that's still at least a positive when it comes to his game and his play and his style and how he's able to contribute. But what's really interesting is how him being at camp, him being 100% healthy, what could you actually get out of him? That's the biggest question when it comes to his style of play and his game in general is what is the actual impact you can get out of Taylor Hall and for how long? And is it a sustained effort or is it something that is a little inconsistent, a little spotty? So that's the biggest question when it comes to his game, how he's able to generate offense and how he can generate in terms of point production as well heading into this season.